Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm taking you on a real-life job. I got a call this morning from a customer in the UK whose consumer unit, or fuse box as many people call it, keeps tripping. They said it's completely random. Sometimes it happens when they switch on the kettle, other times when the washing machine starts its cycle, and occasionally it just goes off for no apparent reason at all. It's a classic case of an intermittent fault, which can be tricky to pin down. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my professional, step-by-step process for diagnosing a tripping fuse box, all done safely and methodically. This isn't a classroom theory lesson. This is a genuine home visit. You'll see exactly how I tackle these problems in the real world. So grab a brew and let's get started. So, I've just arrived at the customer's house. And the very first thing I do, before I even look at the consumer unit, is have a chat with the customer. I ask them, "Can you tell me exactly when it tends to trip?" "Is there any pattern at all?" the customer explains. "Well, it seems to happen most often when we're using appliances in the kitchen." That simple piece of information is a massive clue. It immediately points me in the direction of two main suspects. Either there's a problem with the kitchen ring circuit itself, or one of the appliances plugged into it is faulty. This initial chat saves so much time and helps me focus my investigation right from the get-go. With that in mind, it's time to head over to the consumer unit and see what's really going on. Alright, here we are at the consumer unit. Now, this is a critical step in the diagnosis. I need to identify what exactly has tripped. Is it a specific MCB, which stands for miniature circuit breaker? Or is it the RCD, the residual current device? I take a close look at the board, and there it is. The main RCD switch is in the down or off position, while all the individual MCBs are still up. This is a huge piece of the puzzle. It tells me that this is almost certainly an earth leakage fault, not a simple overload or a short circuit. Just one MCB had tripped, say the one for the kitchen sockets. I'd suspect too many high-power appliances were on at once, or a direct short. But when the RCD trips, it's detecting a tiny amount of current leaking to earth, which is a potential shock risk. That's why the RCD is there, to protect people. This strongly suggests the problem lies with a faulty appliance leaking current. So the next logical step is to isolate the circuits to confirm which one is causing the RCD to trip. The first thing I do is switch off all the individual MCBs on the board. Everything is now off. With all circuits off, I can now try to reset the main RCD switch. I push it back up into the on position, and it stays on. That's great news. It means there isn't a permanent fault on the main incoming supply. The fault is definitely located somewhere within one of the circuits in the house. Now for the methodical part. I'm going to switch the MCBs back on, one by one, and see which one causes the RCD to trip again. Let's start with the upstairs lights. Click. RCD stays on. Good. Now the upstairs sockets. Click. Still on. Okay, now for the big one. The kitchen ring circuit. I flick the switch, and bang. The RCD trips instantly. That's our culprit. We've now successfully confirmed that the earth's leakage fault is located somewhere on the kitchen socket circuit. Now that we've narrowed it down to the kitchen circuit, the next job is to find the source. Is it the wiring itself, or an appliance? I go back to the customer and ask them to list everything that's currently plugged into the kitchen sockets. They tell me they have the kettle, a toaster, the washing machine, a fridge, and a microwave. It's a fairly standard setup. The most efficient way to test this is to first remove all potential sources of the fault. So the first step is to go around the kitchen and unplug absolutely everything from the wall sockets. Every single appliance. Now the entire kitchen ring circuit has nothing connected to it. With everything unplugged, I go back to the consumer unit, reset the RCD, then turn the kitchen circuit's MCB back on. And this time, it stays on. The RCD doesn't trip. This is another excellent sign. It tells me that the fixed wiring in the walls is very likely to be perfectly fine. The problem is almost certainly one of the appliances we just unplugged. So, the fault is in one of the appliances, and we need to play a little game of elimination to find out which one. I'm going to plug them back in and test them one by one. It's important to do this methodically. First up is the kettle. Plug it in, switch it on at the wall, and boil some water. No trip. The RCD stays on. Okay, the kettle is fine. I unplug it to be safe. Next, the toaster. I plug it in, pop it down, up. The toaster seems okay too. Unplug it. Next, the microwave. Plug it in, run it for a few seconds. Still no trip, so the microwave gets the all clear. Now for the big one, the washing machine. I plug it in, switch it on, and select a quick wash cycle to get it started. The machine locks the door, starts to fill with water, and then bang, the RCD trips immediately. That is a very strong indicator. The fault happens the moment the washing machine begins its main cycle. This almost certainly means there's an earth leakage fault inside the appliance itself. What could cause this inside a washing machine? Well, the most common culprit by far is the heating element. Over time, the insulation on the element can break down, especially when it's surrounded by water, and it starts leaking a small amount of electrical current to the metal casing, which is earthed. That's the leakage the RCD is detecting. Other possible causes could be water getting into the motor or damaged internal wiring making contact with the chassis. But the heating element is suspect number one. To be absolutely certain that it's the appliance and not the specific socket it's plugged into, I'm going to do one final confirmation test. I unplug the washing machine again, go back and reset the RCD and all the circuits. Everything is stable. Now, I'm going to run an extension lead from a completely different circuit, say the living room, and plug the washing machine into that. I start the cycle again, and as soon as it kicks in, the RCD trips once more. That is conclusive proof. The fault is 100% with the washing machine, not the house wiring. So now, it's time to explain everything clearly to the customer. I walk them through what I've found. I show them how the circuits are fine, and how the RCD only trips when the washing machine is running. I explain. This isn't actually a problem with your fuse box. In fact, the RCD is doing its job perfectly. It's detecting a dangerous fault in your washing machine and cutting the power to protect you and your family from a potential electric shock. I let them know that the most likely cause is the heating element failing, a very common issue in older machines. The washing machine will need to be repaired, which usually involves replacing the element. Or if it's an older model, they might consider replacing the whole appliance. The most important advice I can give, and what I told the customer, is this: never. Just keep resetting an RCD if it trips repeatedly without finding the cause. It's tripping for a reason. It's a safety device telling you something is wrong. Ignoring it is like ignoring a smoke alarm, especially when water and electricity are involved. You have to take it seriously. A faulty appliance can be extremely dangerous. So, there we have it. We started with a random intermittent tripping issue, and by following a logical and safe procedure, we've identified the exact cause. It's a faulty washing machine. Customer now knows what the problem is and can get it sorted safely. I hope you found this real-world diagnostic process helpful. Seeing how these issues are tackled in practice is the best way to learn. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more real UK home repair guides, make sure to subscribe to Easy Solutions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next job.